Today on Voiding Warranties, instead of finishing another project or maybe doing some work around the house, I'm going to work on my garden. Voiding Warranties is now officially sponsored by the letter Q and the number 15. Now, you may have guessed, this is not a conventional garden. I've never been much of a conventional guy. This is actually an aquaponic garden. The fish that are down here get fed, and then I take the fish poop, which is in the water, and I use that for nutrients for the plants. It all works really well, except when it doesn't. Alright, let's get into how this actually works. You start with a net cup like this, and then you put a seedling into here. Put it right down in here, and the net cup actually rests partially submerged in the water. The roots and the soil that's in there can soak up the water. Then ideally roots grow down so the plant can pick up more nutrients, and the plant grows up. Problem is, these fish are evil. They eat all the roots that come out of the cups, and I end up with plants that don't survive very well. Now, in case you're thinking it's that I don't feed the fish enough, I wish that was true. These are friggin' goldfish. They eat everything. But I have a couple ideas of how to solve this. One of them is to put a net underneath to prevent the fish from coming all the way up. I'm still working through different ideas. The only thing that has survived through all this is the mint. I don't think the fish really like it, which is good for the mint, I guess, but honestly, I don't have anywhere near enough rum to deal with that. If you look over here, I have a line coming up. Now this comes from a pump, and it runs to my trough in the background. Now, the trough has its own set of problems. The biggest problem is, these net cups, they don't really support soil when it rains. It's been raining a lot here recently. So what'll happen is, I'll put a seedling in here. The seedling will start to grow, and then heavy rains will happen, wash all the soil out, nothing to support the root structure, and then it just kind of hangs there and dies. Now I have a couple solutions to this. The most important seems to be having the seedling completely confined to whatever container you started it in. So it's just ready to push those roots out everywhere. That way when you transfer it into the net cup, there's no soil that's free and loose for the rain to get at and wash out. Really, it comes down to better planning on my part. Go figure. Now when I had this working as it was intended to and was actually looking after it quite regularly, I had quite a bit of produce that was produced on here. This is just pathetic compared to what it once was. But you know what? I'm gonna get it back there. Here are the first two new additions I've had in 4 months at least. And these are basil plants. Now, I like them. I think they're very fragrant, and I just love the smell, love the taste. I can make a salad just out of these alone. But my wife thinks they're a weed. Now, they're great. They're not too cold friendly. The first sign of frost and they die. But as long as I can keep them alive through winter, we're good to go. Over here I have a more conventional garden bed. This is a self-watering planter I made out of a cattle trough, and I'm using it for root vegetables. It was just an experiment, but so far I have carrots. I hope to eventually grow potatoes. I tried garlic this time around, it died. I tried onions, they died as well. I'm not really a green thumb, but I like playing. Over here, I'm honestly not sure what is growing. I started some sort of gourd, I can't even remember. Yeah, beats me. And it's still growing, or maybe a weed, who knows at this point. I really need to just rip out everything I don't know what it is and get rid of it. And maybe some of the things I do know what they are. But it's a start. That's my garden so far. In the next few months, years, decades, I plan on refining it until I get something that, well, grows produce reliably without a whole lot of work from me. But you know what? This has been a really fun project, and the fish are happy. So I'm gonna just keep going. If you really liked today's episode, please click like. And if you'd like to see more like it, click subscribe. Here, fishy, 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 come get the food, fishy.
Remember, fishes, hit like, hit subscribe, be a good fish. Oh yeah, that's a good fish right there.